Our chairman, our honorable chairman, sir, please say a few words.
Thank you very much. Very good afternoon to all of you. It's my proud privilege to be present here on this momentous occasion where the Platinum Jubilee celebration of the existence of All India State Bank Staff Federation and the 100-year celebration of SBI Staff Association is being celebrated today. As Mr. Arun Bhagoliwal rightly mentioned, I think when the history is recorded, these are the events which acquire significant importance. So in that context, in many respects, all of us who are present here today are lucky and have got the privilege of witnessing the journey of the association all these years. If I look back and think about it, the thought which crosses my mind is that the business is only as successful as its employees. And that actually holds true for any industry and anywhere in the globe. So 75 years of State Bank of India Staff Federation and 100 years of State Bank of India Staff Association are both the remarkable feats for the bank and its employees, because State Bank of India is what it is due to its workforce. We feel proud of having a glorious history of more than 216 years. And the foundation of this institution was actually laid out here in the city of Kolkata only. As rightly described by Mr. Nyogi, in terms of the contributions of the city in the journey of the bank and in the journey of the country, I think in that context, today we are at a crossroad when we are moving ahead as an economy. We have already become number 5th economy, and we are going to become perhaps number 3rd economy by the year 2027, 2028. So that is actually not very far off. All of us will witness that very event as well. And I very often say that State Bank of India is proxy to the Indian economy. And why? Because we are proud to have the patronage of 47 crore customers. And if we go by the size of the household of 3 in each house, then perhaps we can certainly claim to be the banker to every household, if not every Indian. And to that extent, all the organs of the bank should feel really proud. And as I mentioned, that the organization is as good or as strong as its employees are. So I once again take this opportunity to thank all of you for achieving this distinction, and I hope that we'll continue to have this distinction in the years to come. In the recently announced quarterly results, when for the first time ever, the bank crossed the highest ever profit recorded by any of the corporate. Perhaps nobody had thought of it, that an institution like State Bank of India can beat the leading capitalist of the country as well. So once again, it calls for my sincere thanks to all of you. Having done all this, I must also share with you some of the analysts and the broking houses who are recommending the stock of the bank, some of them have mentioned some glorious words which I must share with you. Motilal Oswal mentioned SBI is in cruise mode. ICICI Securities mentioned, which is our competitor's broking company, SBI is firing on all cylinders. MK Research reported SBI is best in class. So I think once we listen to all this, it makes all of us very proud. Naturally so, we must be proud of it. But having achieved these accolades and these recognitions across the country and across the community of investors, I must also share with you, and let me assure you here, I am only part of you. I don't visualize workman, management or anything. I only look at it, it is Team SBI. And perhaps that's a change which is there, which probably even will be recorded in the history of this association as well, that over the years, what really changed? What really changed is this, that we look at all our resources as part of the team. And we try to do whatever best can be done for each one of us. And that is the reason why, if you recall, in the last bipartite, there was a performance-linked incentive concept which was brought in, where it was linked to the operating income. It was not linked to anything else. And I'm happy that in last 2 years, soon after declaration of the annual results, we could afford credit of 5 days salary to all the employees of the bank, irrespective of the cadre. This is nothing but aligning the objective of everybody with the larger corporate objective. And the way things are progressing this year, I'm quite confident perhaps we can do it for 10 days in this year. But here I solicit your cooperation, here I solicit your support to make this dream realize. And in fact, I would say that I would have preferred to do it for 15 years and you can still make it happen. If at all our operating income goes by 15%, it is already going more than 10%, but you can make it happen. If at all it goes by 15%, we will be in a position to afford credit for 15 days too. So it is all in your hands. And to make it happen, let me share with you, we have done a lot, but we need to improve even further our frontline customer service. We have done a lot. I'm not saying that we have not done much. We have done a lot. Today, the customers' expectations are changing. It is no more a situation where they walk into our counters. Here is a situation where we need to walk to their doorstep and solicit the business. Why? Because there are so many options. Customers are spoiled for the choices. That's a reality which we have to acknowledge. And that is one of the reasons why when it comes to customer service or customer complaint, we are not looking at resolution of the customer complaint. We are looking at improving the customer experience. And that is one of the reasons why we have started looking at the Net Promoter Score. We started this exercise almost about 5 months back, and I'm happy to share that in greater pockets of the country, we have improved it also, but we still have miles to go. So for that, I solicit your support. The second major paradigm shift which has happened in the banking sector, it is no more a service sector. It has become a knowledge sector. When I say knowledge sector, Today, we can win the customers by offering solution, not by offering service. And if at all we have to offer solution, we need to upgrade ourselves. We need to know what all banks' products and services we are offering, and how can we package it in a manner that it offers solution to what the customer is looking for. So this is a paradigm shift which has happened, and for this I solicit support from each one of you in terms of ensuring that you continue to upgrade your knowledge, because whatever knowledge upgradation happen, it remains with you. It will only give you more and more satisfaction. That is my ask from each one of you. Well, while I'm speaking here, I must also acknowledge the fact that during the peak of the pandemic, it was perhaps State Bank of India and its branches which continued to function. And it has been acknowledged by none other than the Honorable Finance Minister of the country about the services rendered by State Bank of India and other banking colleagues during the most difficult times. And also, that has led to another significant change in the behavior of the customers, which is everybody has started using digital as a way of life. Partly because of UPI, partly because of Corona, this has become a very favorite way of conducting oneself in society and for day-to-day activities as well. We at the bank, we have invested well in terms of technology, and we have come to a stage where YONO, which we introduced about 5 years back, is becoming a way of life. It has helped, it has started helping us in generating business and also offering services in a frictionless manner. So the need is to ensure that we encourage the adoption of digital across the country, across the countrymen. Because when the mobile phones have gone up in number, there is a lot of scope for this technology to be adopted everywhere. And let me assure you, once you do that, it will actually lead to frictionless customer service. It will actually lead to whole lot of satisfaction for the customers. Because what we have observed is, one customer, if at all he is not served well, he can spoil the reputation of the bank. So we have to see that how can we avoid such elements, how can we avoid such instances, how can we avoid such occurrences. Another very important aspect which I must touch upon is that the punctuality with which we must open our branches. We at the corporate center have got a clear visibility in terms of how many branches are getting opened in time, how many branches are in a position to conduct transactions in time. As I mentioned, that I am only part of you, and there is no difference between me and my other teammates. And since we are all aligned in terms of ensuring that we keep the flag of State Bank of India high always, this is our commitment, and our goals are all fully aligned to the bank's goal. So this is my ask from each one of you. 3 things which I will ask: improve the customer service, rather take it to the customer experience, improve the customer experience. Upgrade your knowledge so that we should be in a position to claim, rightfully claim the position that we are a knowledge sector, we are no more a service sector. Third, let us project the best of the image of the bank before the customers. Let me assure you, in this country, nobody can ever beat us if at all we adopt these 3 principles only. Thank you very much and all the very best. I wish great success to your deliberations. I wish we continue to work together. I wish we continue to do more and more for you. This is what my desire, aspiration and goal. I am all for you. Thank you very much. All the very best. Thank you.